Hollow Creek was a small town. People knew their neighbours. They gathered every week. The sense of community was strong, and everyone looked out for one another. The town had a charm that was hard to find elsewhere. It was a place where everyone felt at home, and the bonds between the townspeople were unbreakable. The townspeople loved their disc golf. It wasn't just a game, it was a tradition. Families would come together, friends would reunite, and new friendships were forged on the disc golf course. The game brought joy and excitement to everyone who played. Every Saturday, they met at the Hollow Creek Disc Golf Course. It was a weekly ritual that everyone looked forward to. The anticipation would build throughout the week, and by Saturday morning, the excitement was palpable. People of all ages would gather, ready to enjoy a day of fun and friendly competition. It was on the edge of town. The course was special. It wasn't just any disc golf course, it was a place of beauty and serenity. The lush greenery, the towering trees and the gentle breeze made it a perfect escape from the hustle and bustle of daily life. It wound through the woods. The course was designed to challenge players while immersing them in nature. Each hole had its own unique obstacles, from narrow pathways to dense clusters of trees. It was a test of skill and strategy, and players loved every minute of it. It ended near an old, gnarled oak tree. This tree was a landmark, a symbol of the course's history and the countless games that had been played there. It stood tall and proud, watching over the players as they completed their rounds. The townspeople were good at disc golf. They played every weekend. Their skills had been honed over years of practice, and they took pride in their abilities. Whether they were beginners or seasoned pros, everyone gave their best effort and supported each other. They knew every twist and turn. The course was like a second home to them. They had memorized every detail, from the tricky curves to the hidden hazards. Their familiarity with the course gave them an edge, but it also made the game more enjoyable. They knew every tree and every hill. They had a legend. It was a story passed down through generations, a tale that added an air of mystery to the game. The legend spoke of a disc that was unlike any other, a disc that held a secret. It was about a disc. This disc was said to have magical properties, and those who possessed it were believed to have extraordinary skills. The legend captivated the imaginations of the townspeople, and many had tried to find the disc, but none had succeeded. This was no ordinary disc. It was cursed. The curse was said to bring both great fortune and great misfortune. Some believed it could make a player unbeatable, while others feared it would bring bad luck. The mystery of the cursed disc added an element of intrigue to the game, making every round of disc golf at Hollow Creek an adventure. The disc was black. It was unlike any other disc anyone had ever seen. Its surface was smooth, yet it seemed to absorb light, making it appear almost otherworldly. It had a strange glow. This glow was faint, but in the darkness it was unmistakable. It was as if the disc had a life of its own, pulsating with an eerie luminescence that sent shivers down the spine of anyone who saw it. People called it the cursed disc. Whispers about its origins and powers spread through the town like wildfire. Some said it was a relic from an ancient civilization. Others believed it was a portal to another world. The legend said a man named Tom owned it. Tom was not just any man. He was a legend in his own right. Known for his unparalleled skills in disc golf, he was a local hero. Tom was the best player. His throws were precise, his strategies unmatched. He could make the disc dance in the air, bending it to his will with an ease that left spectators in awe. He was obsessed with the game. He played every day. Rain or shine, Tom was out on the course, perfecting his craft. The disc became an extension of his arm, a part of his very being. Then, one day, Tom disappeared. He was gone. It was as if he had vanished into thin air. His friends and family searched for him tirelessly, but there was no trace of Tom anywhere. Some say he vanished on the course. The day he disappeared, a dense fog had rolled in, blanketing the course in an impenetrable shroud. Those who were there that day spoke of hearing strange noises, whispers carried on the wind. They say he had the disc with him. They never found Tom. Despite their best efforts, Tom was never seen again. The only clue to his fate was the disc he had been so fond of. They did find the disc. It was lying on the ground, untouched, as if waiting for someone to pick it up. But no one dared to. It was by the old oak tree. This tree was ancient, its gnarled branches reaching out like skeletal fingers. It was said to be a place of power, a nexus of strange energies. No one dared touch it. The fear of the curse was too great. People believed that whoever touched the disc would suffer the same fate as Tom. They said it was cursed. The legend of the cursed disc grew, becoming a tale of warning. To this day, the disc remains untouched, a silent reminder of the mysterious disappearance of Tom and the power of the unknown. One day, a newcomer arrived. His name was Jake. Jake was cocky. He was sure he was the best disc golfer. He heard the legend. He just laughed. He didn't believe in curses. He wanted to find the disc. He wanted to play. The townspeople warned him. They said, "Stay away from the disc." Jake didn't listen. He was determined. He would find the disc. He would prove everyone wrong. Jake went to the course. He searched the woods. He looked everywhere. Finally, he saw it. It was by the old oak tree. The black disc. It seemed to glow. It called to him. He felt a chill. He ignored it. He picked it up. It was cold. It felt strange in his hand. He felt a sudden urge. He had to throw it. He had to play. This disc would make him a champion. Section 5, a round unlike any other. Jake started to play. He threw the disc. It soared through the air. It flew farther than he imagined. He had never played this well. Every throw was perfect. He was unbeatable. The disc felt powerful. It felt alive. He was winning. The other players were amazed. Jake was on fire. He couldn't miss. He was going to win, but something felt wrong. Section 6. Whispers followed Jake home. Jake won the game. He felt great, but he also felt uneasy. He couldn't explain it. He went home. He couldn't sleep. He kept hearing whispers. They seemed to come from the disc. He tried to ignore them. He couldn't. The whispers grew louder. They were haunting him. He couldn't escape them. He was losing sleep. He was losing focus. He was becoming obsessed. Section 7. The curse tightens its grip. Jake couldn't stop playing. He played every day. He was obsessed with the disc. It controlled him. He was winning, but at what cost? He was pushing everyone away. He was isolating himself. His friends were worried. They tried to help. He wouldn't listen. He couldn't hear them. The whispers were too loud. He was trapped. The curse was taking hold. Section 8, one last throw. Jake kept playing. He was getting worse. He was making mistakes. He couldn't control the disc. It was controlling him. He was losing. He was angry. He blamed the disc. He went back to the course. It was a stormy night. He was alone. He challenged the disc. He threw it with all his might. He yelled at the sky. Section 9. The oak tree stands silent. The disc disappeared into the storm. Jake waited. He listened. There was only silence. The whispers were gone. He felt a sense of relief. He had escaped the curse. He turned to leave. He stopped. He felt a cold hand on his shoulder. He turned around. No one was there. He was alone, or was he? Section 10. The curse endures. In the heart of the forest, where the mist clings to the trees and the sun's rays struggle to break through, a dark secret lies hidden. This is a place where legends are born and fears are realized. The next morning, the townspeople arrived. They looked for Jake. He was gone. They searched the course. They found his phone. They found his keys. They found his wallet. Panic set in as they realized the gravity of the situation. Jake was not the first to disappear in these woods, and he wouldn't be the last. The forest had a way of swallowing people whole, leaving behind only traces of their existence. They found the black disc. It was unlike anything they had ever seen before. Smooth, cold, and emanating an eerie glow, it seemed to pulse with a life of its own. The townspeople whispered among themselves, their voices tinged with fear and curiosity. What was this object, and why did it feel so wrong? It was by the old oak tree. This tree, ancient and gnarled, had stood in the forest for centuries. It had witnessed countless events, both mundane and extraordinary. But now it seemed to be guarding a dark secret. The black disc lay at its roots. as if the tree itself had birthed it. Jake was never seen again. The curse lived on. The disc remained. The townspeople knew that the forest was not just a place of beauty, but of danger. They had heard the stories, the whispers of a curse that plagued the land, and now they had seen it with their own eyes. The disc was a symbol of that curse, a reminder of the darkness that lurked within the woods. It waited for its next victim. It waited to feed. It waited to destroy. The forest was patient. It knew that eventually someone else would come, someone who would be drawn to the beauty of the woods, unaware of the danger that lay within. The disc would call to them, and they would be unable to resist its pull. The townspeople left it there. They warned others. Beware the cursed disc. They knew that they could not destroy it, nor could they remove it from the forest. The disc was a part of the land, and it would remain there, waiting. They could only hope that their warnings would be heeded and that others would stay away. It's more than just a game. It's a curse. The forest, with its dark shadows and ominous feel, was a place of mystery and danger. The disc was a reminder of that. It was a symbol of the curse that plagued the land, a curse that would continue to claim victims as long as the forest stood. The townspeople knew that they could not change the past, but they could protect the future. They would tell the story of the cursed disc, and they would ensure that the legend lived on.